Kelly, the Roman warrior. Chapter 3. The Road to Dracula Castle. On the map, Dracula Castle was to the north, in through the snow mountains and the winter forest, and so they set off. The air was cold and Kelly shivered. "I wish I had packed my fur cloaks," she said. After a few hours they had made to the bottom of the mountains. It was very windy, and snow bled into their faces hard. "This way there is not time for rest. I must find my father," yellowed Kelly, and so they went on into cold snow. In the winter forest it was also dark and cold and spooky. Elkus and Kells could hear howling of snow wolves, the most dangerous animal in the world. Then they saw some paws in the snow, and Kelly got off Elkus for a closer look. "Oh, not it is the paws of Snow Wolf, Vez!" screamed Kells, and then a white shape leapt out of tree. It was a Snow Wolf! Quickly draws her magic sword from her father, and shouted, "Father, give me strength of Caesar! I can slay the Snow Wolf with your strength!" Then 3 more snow wolves came out of the forest, and it was a battle for the death. Kelly struck a snow wolf hard in the back, and it bleeded all over the snow, and turned it to blood-red cola. Elkus head booted a snow wolf with his powerful alterners, but it was not enough. More snow wolves were coming out of the trees, and Kelly thought she was going to die. A snow wolf knocked her down into the cold blood snow and started to claw her body with sharp claws. It was about to be all over. She had fired her father, but then the wolf started to bleed and fell down dead, with a crossbow bolt in its back. "Good, they are all dead," said a cold voice. "And who is this pathetic girl who could not stop a pack of snow wolves?" Kelly looked up and saw an old man with pale skin and fangs, and he wore a drac cape, and Kells recognized it was Dracula of Dracula's castle. "Hello, Dracula! Thank you for saving me from snow wolves. I am Kelly, and this is Elkus. We were looking for your castle, but you are here instead."
"Yes, I am. It is a long story," said Dracula angrily. "Come with me, and I will tell you everything."
And so Dracula took them into a small ruined camp and lighted a fire with magic vampire powers.
"Now I will explain,"
mentioned Dracula. Chapter 4. Trouble at Castle Dracula. At the camp, Dracula sat down and exclaimed,
"I was in my castle one day with the other vampires, drinking some blood, and I heard a knock at the door, and it was a stupid-looking man, and he's saying his name was Edard Cullen. He said he was a vampire, so I let him in, but he didn't look like a vampire, just a normal teenage boy. It was awk at first, but he gave all my other vampires a book to read, and it was some rubbish called Twilight. And then the other vampires got annoyed with me and said, 'We cannot kill the humans no more, they are friends. Even if they attacked us first, the book says so.' And then they got all sparkly. They were not proper vampires anymore. They lost magic vampire powers, so I left."
"Ugh, that sounds awful," said Kells. "Vampires are supposed to be very power."
"Yes, and now I am the only real vampire left,"
mentioned Dracula directly. "I was come here for a cup of blood from the castle, for save my father. Maybe we could go together. I could help get rid of this horrible Edward," mentioned Kelly.
"Good idea! If you do, I will give you the blood!"
shouted Dracula, and so they set off. After a few hours of walking in the snow, they saw the old castle Dracula. It had iron gates and gargoyles on the walls and skulls in the windows. Kelly was impressed, but also a little sacred as well. What happened if the vampires were still power?
They waked up to the big front door, and Cracula pulled a big skeleton key from his pocket and turned the lock, and the door opened. Inside was a castle front room with a stone stairs and a red capret, the color of blood, or was it real blood? Edward will be in my throne room, spat Dracocla. And so they walked on to the throne room for look for him. Inside was a teenage boy on a massive throne, made of skull and bone and blood. In his hand was a book, and it was the Twilight book what Dracocla had talked about. When he saw Dracula, he laughed evilly. "Ha ha ha! So you have returned, Dracula. Do you think you can challenge me? I have brought friends," said Dracula with a evil smile, and Kells replied, "Yeah, we can defeat you, Edward. You aren't even a real vampire."